being able to leverage that both qualitative and quantitative data can be so impactful for what comes next. It will be great to see a phase 2 of that Women in Aviation video down the line. And many of our products, we always are looking at, okay, how, if this achieved this goal for you, what's your next goal, or what can we help you achieve next? And having that data really helps us inform what the next piece is going to be and how impactful it can be. Yeah.
I was going to bring up some of those LinkedIn videos, but I don't know if it's super pertinent. It has to do with the data. So recently, for our video production, we launched a short, about 4-week campaign where the team got to speak about what makes our videos great. And we posted that to LinkedIn. You may have saw them if you're watching this video, but what I thought was really interesting is using that data. The goal for that first one was really just to figure out what worked, right? So which of these videos is going to stand out most to the people that we want it to stand out most to. And you guys were saying, again, exactly that. What was interesting, and Morgan, we've talked about this briefly, is like, my belief as the person that has really dove into the data and the demographics behind it all is that the person that is probably buying the customer that is probably buying our services is probably a little bit older. They have the power to make a decision on making a purchase that's a little bit larger. That kind of reflected in the video because, or the videos that we put out, because it was actually Tina, who's been on this podcast, her video actually performed the best. And in my mind, it's like, well, that makes a little bit of sense because Tina's probably around the same age as the person that's buying the videos or making the decision to buy the videos. So again, just emphasizing the power in the data and really just understanding that once you begin to distribute these videos is when you really get to see how they perform in different ways and with different audiences.
Yeah, for that LinkedIn campaign, it was really interesting to dive into the metrics that we collected and extrapolate, our findings from those. So whether it was looking at the content of the video, the presentation of the video, the exact length of the video, we were able to consider all of those factors and compare among the 4 videos that we released and draw some conclusions about what's going to work best the next time, what's going to resonate most with the audience, both from the speaker to the music to the visuals that we included. It really allows us the chance to sit back and say, okay, how can we use this information to produce a better product next time, or a more impactful product that's going to connect to exactly who we're trying to reach? Or, not in this case, but it could reveal to us that maybe our intended audience, or the audience we thought we were capturing, isn't the one that's paying attention, but this particular group really is paying attention. So what does this particular group, what is it that we want them to know?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we've kind of skirted around this next subject a little bit, but just talking straight up about what the different methods are for distribution. On the public side, it's pretty obvious that YouTube is like the big place to put a video right now. Avian uses Vimeo, not so much for public videos, but for a lot of our private videos, we use Vimeo. What else do you guys use to distribute your videos?
On the government side, a lot of our products go internal. They are either on intranet sites, internal video hosting platforms, or on SharePoint. And one of the great things about working with our team is that we are embedded in many of these offices. So we, A, know the systems that are being used, B, have used them ourselves, and C, we are easily able to test videos to make sure that when they're launched, they're going to work flawlessly for your workforce. And we also understand the technical requirements, we understand the proper file formatting, and we also optimize all of our products specifically that are hung up on government websites because we need to make sure that they stream efficiently. And we are also very diligent about making sure all of our videos are 508 compliant and come with closed captioning that can be properly displayed within all of those websites.
Yeah, I think that's a huge piece, knowing that we just have the knowledge of those different pieces that we have to be compliant with, knowing that we have to do subcaptions in a specific way or include a file or whatever the case may be, it's a big advantage when we're talking about diverse workforces.
And I think just, I mentioned in the last podcast that I got to work with Avian on the client side a while ago. And that was one of the things that was so great about working with the company is that I could rest assured that they spoke the same language that I spoke and that they knew the systems that I was dealing with. And that is absolutely, from a client standpoint, a huge benefit.
Yeah. I think the last piece that we want to talk about is just trends in distribution. So again, we kind of hit on it a little bit where videos are getting shorter. We have to get people's attention in like 2 seconds. And if we don't have it then they're probably scrolling to the next thing. What other trends do you guys see in video distribution?
Other than the 30-second time span, I think another one that we haven't talked about yet is layering text and graphics on videos so that they can be listened to without sound, or what am I trying to say? Understood without sound.
Yeah.
Viewed without sound. There we go. Because I mean, personally, I watch so many videos when I'm, out waiting somewhere, but I don't have my sound on, but I would still like to know what you're saying. So just adapting to that as a trend is definitely important.
I think TikTok has probably scarred us all. I don't know how Vine got away with it, but I feel like Vine probably started this and then TikTok is taking the brunt of it.
Yeah, now we're just all ruined.
Yeah. It's evolution, right? We're just changing. Or we're ruined, either way. I'm not sure.
Is it changed for the better though? if our attention spans are
No, I think,
all right,
I was going to say one more thing about distribution as far as, ways to reach people is that as we're getting further and further away from kind of the human touch element, I always found that when I was working inside of program offices and inside of government communications that just an old-fashioned event, even if it's just pulling everybody standing in the hallway for 15 minutes to watch a new video, to talk, to be able to discuss in the same room is also really still a very valid method of distribution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've actually talked about that for Avian, where we're obviously doing a lot of virtual events now. A lot of folks are dispersed. They're working from home. So the thought there would be to record our events ahead of time. And then instead of doing live events or even in-person events, we do like kind of screenings. So now if you want to come to our office and watch this video, you're more than welcome to, but if you have to watch it from home, that's fine too. So it's a little bit different, but again, like you were saying, getting everybody in one place and being able to discuss that video, even though it's not maybe a live type of event.
Yeah. I think between finding unique solutions like that, understanding any new platform as it arises, one of our priorities is adapting to what's changing. Post-COVID, things are not going to go back to the way that they were. So understanding what technologies are available and how we can best leverage between efficiently delivering information in the video and cultivating those relationships, cultivating, opportunities for us to be together. Avian is definitely prioritizing innovation in that space.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have talked a lot about distribution. It's like I said, it's my favorite subject, but it's definitely not something that has to be like, there's no huge science behind it, except for when you start looking at, all that data. But I definitely like both of your inputs on what distribution is for your team. And I guess before we end, is there anything else you wanted to add about distribution that we missed?
I just think it's having a team that can be responsive to the clients and to, the audience and to changing norms. And it's really the responsiveness that is going to continue to be distribution in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Okay, so with that, this is the final episode for this mini run of the Full Frame podcast. So we will, at the end of this episode, you'll learn about how you can connect with us. And if you want to reach out to Morgan and start working with us, the information will be there. Morgan, Andrea, thank you both for being on this episode. Don't know what the next episode might look like, but I'm sure there will be more in the future. So again, thank you both. And I'll see everybody next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching the first part of this episode. If you want to learn more about our video production team and specifically the virtual tours that they've produced, you can go to avian.com/virtual tours. That's avian.com/virtual tours. You can learn about all of the services that they provide and see some of the videos that they've produced in the past as well. Thank you again for listening to this podcast. Tune in next week for the next part of this episode.